What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Trey Swish back at it again with another video on the Ether. Welcome to the Ether. If you're not subbed to the Ether, sub. Let's get 2,000 subs, baby. I'm gonna talk about Squid Games season 2. But the best way to do it is to watch, the staple of the pop culture, critic reviews, which is IGN. They have a review on this, but I just want to go ahead and say that I really did enjoy Squid Games season 2. I have a lot of critiques on it. I have a lot of things that I love about it. And just to preface this, because a lot of people watch Squid Games at their own pace. Some people watched it when it first came out and it was a huge, massive success and it was very popular. And then there's people like me that kind of didn't, buy into the hype, because everybody loves a certain show and you're like, oh, how good is it really? That's how I was. And then, I don't know what it was, like 4 months ago or something like that. Earlier this year, well, I guess it's 2025 now. Shout out to everybody. We made it to 2025. But yeah, earlier last year, I watched it and I binged it and watched it completely in like less than a week. I only did that with a couple shows, like binged them to the max, at max capacity that I could possibly do. That was humanly possible without, a fucking chip in my brain or anything like that. Yeah, Demon Slayer was like that. A couple other shows were like that. A couple that I liked. But nevertheless, I really did, that's me, not you, I really did enjoy Squid Games the first season. It was very, very good. And I remember I ended it and I didn't even realize that there was more to the story. I thought the series was over. I felt like I had a really good conclusion. And I'm still ramping, so let me just go full screen. Season 2 did not give me that. And then a lot of people have been talking about they hated the cliffhanger. I don't think we got, like, it is a cliffhanger. It is, to the textbook definition. But it's not a cliffhanger. I don't feel like it is a cliffhanger. It feels like a cliffhanger that you would leave off for the next episode, not a season cliffhanger. And I've had a lot of shows that I really, really enjoy have some crazy cliffhangers. Peaky Blinders with not the last season, but the season before that was one of the craziest cliffhangers that they left off on when, Thomas Shelby's running into the field and you don't know if he's about to end himself or what's going on, but that was crazy. Very, poetic and had a lot of like symbolism going on in that whole situation, a lot of foreshadowing going into it. The Squid Games season 2 cliffhanger didn't give me that same like now like damn, I hate that I have to wait for the next season, but that was fucking poetic. I don't know, that was art. I didn't get that at all. But we'll dive more into it. This is like a raw reaction. I kind of had a little hiatus for 2 weeks, so I've been pushing out some videos that I had pre-recorded. Appreciate everybody watching those that did. Make sure you hit that sub button, but let's go. Let's watch this IGN review. I'm going to talk about, all the points that I want to contrast them or agree with them, whatever it might be. When did they post this, actually? I'm kind of curious. This came out 6 days ago, so I'm not too late to the punch, right?
One of the masterful Korean thriller Squid Game introduced the capitalist hellscape that made its macabre field day activities possible.
Yeah.
Season 2 is seemingly meant to parse through the complexities of that cutthroat terrain. As we follow reluctant winner Sung Gi-hun back into the arena.
Okay, so in the beginning, the first 2 episodes are kind of like lead up to the Squid Games itself, which I can't remember exactly how many episodes went on before we actually got to the Squid Games. I feel like it was a little faster. I could be wrong about that because I know they did a little bit of setting up because we were following multiple characters. This one, we didn't follow too many characters in the beginning, but it did draw out a little long. And then, like, the introduction to, like, the girl that, like, was actually, like, an employee, like a soldier, was kind of interesting. But I feel like we didn't get enough lead up. I'll have to go back and watch it and see, if that hits me different or not watching it back a second time. But, I don't know. It seemed kind of dull in the beginning. It didn't really hook me in as well. It was entertaining with them like trying to, plot and find the guy doing the game, throwing that thing, whatever it's called. Can't remember exactly. And then they kind of get completely sniffed out, and he gets abducted. And obviously the tooth is missing in this scene, and he's it was interesting how they were trying to save the guy, I guess, but the guys in the background, like the agent and the boss's friend that didn't die, and the hired soldiers and the captain, like that whole crew kind of fell by the wayside pretty early, and it felt like we only got enough just to get the story by, right? We weren't getting like a lot of story building. The boss's friend or whatever he was, the boss that died, had him at his wedding and everything. He really reminded me of a character from Blue Mountain State, the guy that used to take pictures at a certain angle. I don't know if I could say exactly what it is, and not demonetize, but he was like the classic like idiot, like the Jar Jar of the story. It was like over the top, really over the top, and I don't know. Squid Game's the first season was over the top a lot of the time, but it was like I bought it, right. A lot of the jokes in this just felt so stupid. I'm just gonna say it just felt so dumb. I enjoyed this season. I really did, but there was really, I don't know if it was me watching the dub English. I didn't really mind it the first season, but it really felt weird on some of the characters in the second season. Now the characters themselves, we got a really nice shot right here of all of them. A lot of people do not like Thanos, and I get it. I was actually kind of sad when he died, because I wanted more of his character. His like sidekick, like the weird like pick me copycat, wannabe guy. Don't like him at all. Maybe that's even better of a villain, but I feel like Thanos had more character, for sure. And he was just entertaining. He was like a wild card. He was, the scene where they're on the fucking merry-go-round and he's just dancing. There's so many freaking great moments in this show. And that was one of them. One that's just complete chaos, and he's over there just having a blast. When it was two of them, it was kind of funny at the merry-go-round. I could see that getting dull. I kind of wanted to see Thanos and him get into a situation where they had to fight it out, and only one of them would survive, which would just show their true colors a lot more. But we didn't get that. We got a huge brawl in the bathroom, which was interesting. There's a lot of dynamics that were going on. I didn't feel connected to any of these characters like I did in the first season. I did not have that strong emotional weight where I was like, I want this person to survive, which I had with several characters in the first season, especially the last 4 of them or 5 of them. Man, the last 3 were very important. The old guy was important. There was so many that were crucial. They bond together, and this one, it's like you really can't do that as much because it's more about the overall big ranging plot, which is kind of where it kind of felt the wayside for me. Still love the season. Still love it.
The atmosphere is charged by interactions that muddle any prior notion of hero versus villain or right versus wrong.
It was really cool to see it also. Like, you have a guy that's kind of like in Sword Art Online, like a beta tester almost. He's going in there. He knows the games. I love the dream sequence because I was like, in my head, I'm like, dude, he's going to tell these guys what's going to happen next, and he's going to fuck them all over, right? Which it kind of did. It kind of, and also the jokes about fucking crypto and shit like that, fucking loved it, dude, because there's so many scenarios that have been happening, man, where they do these pump and dumps with CoffeeZilla goes crazy and gets millions of views on his videos and whatever it might be. It really felt like they kind of tapped into the online culture for this one.
Expanded backstories and complicated motives ladder up to this season's harshest reality. As easy as it is to blame a faceless machine for everything that's wrong with the world, no machine works without the cogs that keep it running.
That's true, and I really do that. I love the dynamic between, I forgot his name, man. But people are theorizing, the headmaster, or not the headmaster, I forgot what his name is, the front keeper or front man. I think it was the front man, the guy that wears the black mask, the brother of the detective. People are theorizing that he's the son of player one, right? Which would be fucking awesome, because there's this like picture going around and it has a dialogue of where he said his son couldn't drink milk, you remind me of him or whatever, and then he, obviously turned down the milk in season 2, which would be fucking crazy. It would make sense as well why he would be so dedicated to this. It's like he's prolonging his father's legacy. Like, he created this game, and now he feels like it's his duty to carry it on, which would make complete sense, and also why he doesn't want his brother to be a part of it. But yeah, his dynamic though, where he's like pretty much kind of letting the players do what they want. He's also, controlling them in a certain way with his dialogue a little bit, but not too much. I really like that dynamic, just showing, this is what people are going to act like. They're going to be animals. They're going to be idiots. They're going to kill people for fucking money. At the end of the day, people are evil. And that's kind of what I feel like he was trying to portray, which was interesting, going against like the polar opposite, the guy that's completely optimistic. That whole part was brilliant. It was so good.
With a much leaner 7-episode run,
her arc does not make any sense to me. I feel like it's not necessary. I think it's just something thrown in there for us to feel a little bit more attached to. I hope she has a lot more payoff.
And at his disposal, creator, writer, and director Hwang Dong-hyuk explores. Also,
her character, at first, there's a trans character, right? At first, I was like, okay, this is so over the top. They're just inserting like some DEI, trying to get some brownie points. I hated so many of these characters that were in the actual the second season, that she turned out to be one of the ones where I was like, okay, you're at least not fucking useless, right? Now they was kind of cringe, where she like told everybody to turn around so they didn't look at her to finish the game, right? That was a little corny. I think that was the only moment where it was really corny. I really like the dialogue where the old lady kind of makes fun of her. I know does a little trans joke. And it was funny. It's how a lot of old people act. It's realistic. And then they have the dynamic where the grandma, the mom, she's kind of being motherly to everybody, and she builds a little bit of a relationship with her, and is nice, and they have some kind of dialogue that humanizes her, which a lot of people are not gonna like, right? I talk about DEI, I talk about all this like woke crap. I like to meme on it, I like to make fun of it. It is what it is. But sometimes you can have characters that represent certain people and it not be fucking terrible. And I feel like this is a situation where it's not. Now, is she the big hero? No. She was about to fucking go unload her gun and fucking kill those soldiers, but she didn't. I don't think she did. I think she laid down her gun and, was a little of a pansy at the moment. Lived to fight another day type shit, yeah, which is smart. And then, that one Marine guy that's over here, choking, fucking, I didn't mind him. He wasn't like a terrible character until that moment. I'm like, dude, you fucked up. You dropped the ball. This guy's like this Marine, and I think he's a stolen valor, because like I don't think a Marine would act like that. But yeah, in contrast, like her character, I like her a lot more than a lot of the people in this show. So how about that? A guy that makes fun of woke shit and DEI and all this nonsense that happens in all this stuff. Her character arc, not terrible, not bad.
The layers of this universe with rich storytelling, along with Squid Game's talented cast.
The best friend. Okay, the best friend, him right here. So, okay, player 390. His arc was pretty sad, and this is you're supposed to have a season 3. So, like, obviously spoilers, right? I've kind of spoiled a lot of stuff already. He got shot, right? Saw that coming a mile away, like 2 minutes before, probably. But I don't know. I feel like they had to have another friend for the main character to die in front of him. We had that whole trope in the first season, so it wasn't really that heavy of a scene. It's kind of sad because player 456 finally had like a human moment where like we saw his true colors come out again, right? Well, we saw him in the beginning of season 1 with that conversation that the front man overheard, and then the dude gets fucking yeeted in like the next episode. It's kind of sad, but at the end of the day, that's what Squid Games is, right?
He digs into why any reasonable person would feed themselves into this machine's gears.
Okay, let's get on with the review. I've talked about a lot of the... Dude, that was perfect. And it sucks because I thought we were going to have another hot, like, female character that we were going to, fall in love with. We did not have any of that this season. We had a mom. It's like, I feel like if I was watching this, my mom was in the show, or like your pregnant fiance or wife. We had a lot of different aspects in the show, but we did not have the hot waifu. She got fucking shot right in the head. Shit was crazy.
Still traumatized from the events of season 1,
I thought Thanos was gonna be a good guy too in the beginning.
Refuses to disappear into a life of luxury.
Fucking pig.
We learn that he's invested 3 years and his own cash into a private search for
what
the game's magnetic recruiter,
well.
played by Gong Yu.
Oh, he fucking killed it. Best performance of the show by far. Dude murdered that role. I was actually kind of sad when he died, dude, because like after that, the acting, like some actors went ham, but bro, this guy on the right, I forgot what the game is called, dude, sold me to the bro. I didn't even realize he was that good of an actor in the first season. Wow, when he put the gun in his mouth, that was like the zestiest fucking murking himself. I've never seen something like that. It was wild.
Gi-hun is convinced
like
that
Joker,
ending him
a zesty
would end the
Joker.
games. We also learn the recruiter's unsettling backstory, which offers the grim perspective of someone wholly blinded by his allegiance to these games.
저랑 게임 한번 하시겠습니까?
This mainly gives Gong-yu the space to be less stoic and more of a terrifying arbiter of corporate injustice.
Yeah.
Not only does he make a worthy adversary for Lee Jung-jae's more
Okay, that last 2 episodes. 2 episodes, bro. And we only get a bulk of it for fucking 20 minutes. This is the problem with the show. There's points where it's so fucking good, but it's so short-lived, man.
Rounded, but equally
they don't know
intense
how to drag it out.
He's also a conduit for some of the season's most creative moments of tension and breathtaking cinematography. The recruiter's story makes up most of the first episode, a departure from how quickly season 1 got to the games, but this isn't cause for alarm. Despite taking place entirely in the outside world, the first 2 episodes are so loaded with anxiety-inducing pressure points that even a game of rock, paper, scissors in a darkened building can become nightmare fuel. Yes, the games are an obvious centerpiece, but this thoughtful, more leisurely journey to them proves that Squid Game's biggest draw is its world building.
Oh, 100%. The world building, the dialogue, the character development is the beauty of this show. And that's why I feel like the second season doesn't hit as hard as the first season, because the character development is on another level, right? We fucking stop halfway through the fucking games in this show, in this season, rather.
When we do eventually return to the Squid Game, we meet a legion of new players. A former YouTuber in trouble for slinging faulty crypto, his pregnant and savvy ex,
which is wild.
A mother-son duo
they were the highlight of the show, by far.
looking to collectively pay off gambling debt, a young former Marine,
fuck that guy,
and a menacing former shaman.
456번 부천을 떠도
I really felt like her character was worthless.
사람들의 원혼이
Boring.
머리 위에 앉아 있어.
While
Just some
some
random
feel
shit,
more like
you know?
archetypes than fully fleshed out characters,
we'll
Kanye
see.
Shin's Jung Goomja stands out.
Story's not
more
done.
than a doting mom, Goomja often leans on her hard knock upbringing to draw immeasurable strength for herself and the ragtag bunch of players she adopts as her own family. Other competitors
Yeah.
might underestimate the older woman in their midst, but she proves them wrong with fierce conviction.
Oh my god. When he fucking got took on the merry-go-round and his mom was left there by herself, I was heartbroken. I was so sad. I was like, are they finna fucking kill the mom? Because the mom, dude, not even the son, like, the son was great, but the mom and the main character, the front man, and that's about it, bro. Those were the top three for me, I think.
She proves them wrong with fierce
She
conviction
carried the
and a
show.
strong resolve.
She really did.
Also among the ensemble are two rather high-profile additions. Park Sun-hoon plays Hyunju, a former Special Forces soldier
High profile. Is this lady famous?
and transgender woman who enters the games to earn funding for gender-affirming surgery. Worth noting, Park is a cis man. Hwang said he had difficulty finding an out trans actress in Korea and chose Park for the role rather than cutting this important storyline. Hyunju is sharp,
What's a cis man? Comment down below, because I have no idea what this terminology means.
compassionate,
At all.
capable, and complicated. A fully
The
realized
fuck
person
is a
with her
cis
own
man?
incredibly valid motivations,
Like a
who's treated
sister
with
man?
notable care by Park and Hwang. Another headline-grabbing choice, Choi
Thanos.
Sung-young, aka revered once underground South Korean rapper Top. He plays, well, a revered underground rapper named Thanos.
Bro, the fucking fingernail shit threw me off like completely. He was so fucking cringy,
You
bro.
know, Chow, I'm a legend, Thanos.
Thanos is a
Thanos.
lightning bolt of chaos in an already electric environment, and Choi plays him with pitch-perfect physical
See, the problem I had with him, his character literally had one dimension, and it was hating on this kid. That was pretty much it, right? That was the levels to his, like, villain arc. And in season 1, we had that fat guy that was, like, complete, like, asshole. The villain you want to last to the very end, to build suspense, right?
comedy, rage, and
didn't
tragic
have that guy.
recklessness. It's a match made in hell through and through. Though Thanos isn't without his own sobering baggage,
did lighten the
making him
mood.
just as easy to pity as he is to fear.
Yeah.
Let's go!
There are new games and the return of
One more game, baby. One more. The best meme of this show is the one more game. One more game. It's the shit the boys be saying at 2 a.m. when they're fucking lost the last 6. Bro.
one daunting
Oh,
bloodfest. But truthfully, they all take a backseat
like me
to a
on Marvel
new
Rivals.
unnerving wrinkle. Democracy.
But freedom doesn't come free.
What the fuck?
Sweet liberty!
Oh
Voting
my
played a
God.
small role in Season 1, but each one of Season 2's games is punctuated by a chance for the surviving players to end the contest and walk away with an even share of the prize money, with a majority vote. Of course,
See, I did not. So when we got to the point where they had the strategy to, this is also what threw me off completely with the plot, which didn't make sense at all in my head. Like, they had the majority vote after the brawl, and instead of like just barricading and staying watch and protecting themselves like they did in the first season, which worked, they decided to let everyone die on the X's, and like, what? You just let everyone fucking die? Like, that doesn't seem heroic at all. You just sacrifice everybody, and then you just happen to grab all their guns and then take them all out. It did not feel like a very satisfying plot, in my opinion. This seems like there's way too many holes for this to be realistic, but at the end of the day, it's a fucking show. So it is what it is, but that did bug me a little bit. It just seemed out of character for his idea to, like, let everybody die. And he's supposed to be the hero, right, of the show.
as the body count grows, so does the size of those shares. Here,
Like, he feels like he has Naruto traits in a lot of his writing and dialogue, the main character. But Naruto would never ever do something like that, bro.
Best blurs the
Ever.
lines between us versus them, which are no longer restricted to the players and their overseers. It also means roles are constantly adjusting. While the players may not have guns, they're armed with their own personal motives, strategic stories, and a vote that dictates everyone's chances at survival.
Yeah, the vote was a nice addition.
It's a game within the game, and it provides the chance for everyone to indulge their killer instinct, even those who seem to mean well. This development is almost uncomfortably timely following the recent US presidential election.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that were very similar, to say the least, and that was one of them for
But
sure.
it also cleverly illustrates how the games sow division and how tough
think that's the
choices
genius
change our
of the season
perceptions of
two.
other people.
They seem very tapped into America.
그런 놈이 여기를 왜 다시 기어들어와?
Before, it was much
Bro, that old man pissed me the fuck off, bro. Oh my god. This fucking boomer, bro.
easier to tell when the games were in session. Now, not so much. Squid Game trusts us to navigate this more nuanced story, and it's rewarding. As we watch this heightened depiction of the economic and political forces that dictate our everyday lives, we're challenged to pinpoint how we'd survive in such a thorny universe.
I don't think so. That's a nice little
Squid
outro, I
Game
guess.
finds its second wind by exploring the complex layers of a deadly system. Storytelling
Hot take. I think that season 1 did more uncovering to the backgrounds and the overall system in Squid Games than season 2 did. I really don't see where they revealed anything really new, like groundbreaking at all. Like, we got a lot of behind the scenes with the soldiers in season 1. Like, people are like acting like we didn't get that side of. Well, we got that completely. We got to see a lot more in season 1 than we did in season 2. So the people that want to argue and say that season 2, you might think it's not good because you're focusing on the Squid Games in general, when it expands its stories, it expands the horizons. Well, I feel like we didn't get that, and the reason I think we didn't get that is because season 2 is simply the first half of season 2, and they cut it up into season 2 and season 3 because they wanted to have, I don't know, maybe more money for the show. They wanted to get more money from Netflix. I don't know exactly why they did it. It's obviously already pre-recorded. The season 3 is. They're just doing final editing on it. It's coming out next year instead of waiting so long. I really feel like this should be the second half of season 2. I don't think it should be called season 3. I think that's just a money grab. I could be wrong, but hey, I don't give a fuck. Season 1 was amazing. Season 2, part 1, was good. And I feel like it's going to be even better in the back half, like it was with Squid Game season 1. So that's where my criticism comes from. And I'm like, if I logically step back, I feel like a lot of my criticism doesn't really apply because this isn't truly a season. This is just the first half of a season. It's like the Invincible thing, but instead of them actually just calling it part 2 of season 2, they're just calling it fucking season 3. It's fucking mind meddling, but it is what it is. I get it. I really think it's just for money.
continues to be the series'
Which
strongest
I don't hate
asset,
at all.
and a leaner season helps to focus energy on a more nuanced approach to this expanding fictional universe.
Okay.
Season 2's framework is a natural breeding ground for new characters and deeper backstories with Gong Yu, Kang Ye Shim, Park Sung Hoon, and Choi Sung Kyung joining Lee Jong Jae as cast standouts. Most importantly, these 7 episodes continue to be a cleverly gripping.
Their relationship was the standout for the whole show, by far. Them two. But I will say the mom did carry. She was like the best supporting actor, I think, in this show, or at least best supporting role if I had to give like an award out. But yeah, the rest,
Continue to be a cleverly gripping reflection of the
There
world
was a lot of
around
good
us.
moments, though. I'm not gonna lie.
One with plenty left to say.
8. I think that's ambitious. So let's. If I would give it, I hate giving like number ratings, right? Man, if I'm judging this on the scale that it's a standalone season, I would give it a 6, straight up. Now, if I'm judging this on the first part of a season, I'd give it probably a fucking 9.5, 9.8. Maybe more of a 9. maybe closer to 8. I don't know. I would have to think about it more, let it digest more. But yeah, you get my drift, right? It was very good for the first part of a second season. So that's the whole review, man. I just wanted to get this out there, talk about it a little bit. A lot of y'all enjoyed the show, and there's going to be some points that you disagree with me. That's fine, dude. It's just my opinion at the end of the day. So yeah, let me know down below in the comment section your opinion, what you think about the show. Are you excited for the third season? Do you feel similar with me on a lot of these topics? Who was your favorite standout character? Do you have any theories for season 3? And if you haven't watched Squid Games the first season or the second season, I'm sorry, we kind of ruined a lot of stuff for you. But you should go ahead and watch it because it's really good. It's really good, man. I recommend it. Faux show. Let's look at the comment section below though a little bit on this video. Definitely go give it a like. Shout out to IGN in the review system. I'm surprised it wasn't a 7. I'm surprised it wasn't a 10. That's usually what they throw out there. So yeah, it's just surprising, man. They give it an 8. I haven't seen an 8 in a while. Calling this season 2 is nonsense. It's the first half of the second season, and Netflix should be honest and call the next season Season 2 Part 2 instead of Season 3. Yeah, that's the whole thing for me too. It bothers me so much, and the fucking cliffhanger is so annoying, man. It's like the Squid Game Season 2, the second Squid Games, man. We only got half of it. Sorry, that's me, not you. But I've talked about that for enough. So halfway through the roulette, goodness gracious, the roulette guy who played the main recruiter was so good, absolutely menacing, while calm as can be. Much better than I expected so far. Yeah. He was a standout character too, but he was only in, I guess, 1 episode. I thought he was in more episodes than that. I thought he was in season 2. I thought it was or not season 2. I thought it was in episode 2. Goodness gracious, I'm getting confused with this all this Alexia in my fucking brain. It's confusing me. But it is what it is. That's the review. My name's Trey Swish. Thank you for watching this video. Like I said, comment down below. Subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 subs, baby. And I'll see you in the next video, man. Deuces.